Hello and welcome to the Super Dirt Week preview edition of Race Pro Weekly. In this show, we're going to take a look and get you ready for the classic at the Oswego Speedway. So let's get things started as our own Fast Eddie caught up with a few drivers to talk about the big event.
So we're getting ready here for Super Dirt Week. How long does it take you and your team to get ready?
Well, it's a little different deal now with Oswego. Obviously, you still have to mount the quick fill stuff, so that's a little different and cool to do. But you know, it's that you're not doing the bodies and the full rebuilds like like we had going to Syracuse. So obviously we'll have a fresh piece, under the hood. Fresh motor that we hope can get the job done. And thanks to Billy the Kid for that, obviously. And looking forward to it. I'll have to bail out on Friday morning and go to Talladega, but good thing we got a guaranteed spot from Brett's Big Show, and probably have to use that. If we don't chime in the top six on Thursday, we'll have to use that on Sunday. So looking forward to it, obviously, and see what happens.
Getting ready for Oswego is a season-long planning of events. We plan all season for it, and usually just after the last Super Dirt race at Albany Saratoga, we do a full strip down and get ready for it. So about 2 really busy weeks.
None so far. Hoping we get this race in here tonight so we can get home and get to work.
We're going to change the motor in this car here that we're racing at Fonda and put a W16 in it. Our big block's pretty well prepared. We should be done with that about Wednesday of this week. So we're in pretty good shape. All in all, looking forward to it.
Well, it's just about to begin. We've done a ton of work just to get ready for the Fonda 200 right now, and Dirt Week pretty much begins for us tomorrow. So we're going to have a whole week to get ready for Dirt Week, plus the Fulton 200, and then we have a couple days between the Fulton 200 and Dirt Week to get ready then. It's a lot. There's a lot going on that week because we're running the small block series and the big block series. So we're doing all the satellite shows at night, plus the qualifying during the day, and the small block show on Saturday and the big block show on Sunday. It requires 4 cars, and all of them got to be ready.
Jimmy Phelps would lead the field of the green for the Billy Whittaker Cars 200 with the Ravina Rocky Keith Flack in tow on the outside lane in the early going of this feature event. Looking to chase him down as the modified scream down the front straightaway. Take a look at this view coming at you with breathtaking speeds as they roll him down off the corner. Eric Rudolph about 40 laps into this thing trying to move his way to the inside lane to get by the 43 of Keith Flack up off the corner. Larry White would be on the move. He'd slide into the top 3, getting by Stuart Friesen here at the 50 lap mark. Up into turn number 1 and 2 that time, sliding through the slickness of the racetrack. Then Rudolph will go to the race lead about 4 laps later and take that position away from Jimmy Phelps. Phelps would get the lead right back, though, as Rudolph would elect to pit on the next caution flag, which will put Larry White into that number 2 spot, looking to chase him down as we move through turn number 3 and 4. White still trying to make that move as Billy Dunn would look to crack the top 3 as he would look to get by Stuart Friesen up off of turn number 2 that time, with Matt Max looking to follow off the corner. Dunn with a great move trying to get by the 43 as the caution will come out with 77 laps to go for the 93 at Danny Varon. Up off the restart, that would put Matt Shepard into the number 2 spot, and then Batman would go to the utility belt, working it out on the outside lane, looking to sneak around the top side to get by Matt Shepard as they come off at turn number 3 and 4 that time. Just not enough as they roll down the front stretch. He couldn't get him. And now another shot up off at turn number 2 for Britton to try to get him coming down. Fast forward to 40 laps to go, and this one is Larry White starting to lead a charge to the front of the field, working on Max McLaughlin for position up through turn number 4 that time to take the spot away. He'd be looking to set his sights on the leaders as the caution will come out as Pat Ward goes around. Justin Ayers is going to get collected. Gary Lindbergh involved as well as a number of cars come to a stop down in between turn number 3 and 4. Off the restart, here is the 99L with 30 laps to go, moving into spot number 3 to get by Billy Decker. Then he go around the outside of Ryan Godown for the number 2 spot and look to lurk behind the 98H of Jimmy Phelps. He'd switch lanes and go to the inside, trying to make it stick up off of turn number 3 and 4. Driving it hard up off the right rear, it would be the 99L with the race lead with just 20 laps to go at the line. Final 10 laps of this one as Stuart Friesen moves into spot number 3, getting by the 5 of Ryan Godown when Godown would start to show smoke up off of turn number 2. That would end his day for the driver out of Ringo's, New Jersey, but we go to the final lap of this one. Stewart freezing up off of turn number 2, trying to chase him down one final time down the back straightaway. They move down into turn number 3 and 4, but he wasn't getting them as Lightning Larry White picks up the win at the Billy Whittaker Cars 200. Second would be Friesen, third would be Peter Britton, fourth Billy Decker, and Mark Johnson would round out the top 5.
It's back, bigger, badder, and more spectacular than ever. Napa Super Dirt Week, October 9th through the 13th at Oswego Speedway in New York. Racing's biggest party. Music, camping, fireworks, and ground-pounding dirt track racing. Every ticket is a fan pit pass. Friday, under the lights. Saturday features. And Sunday's 200-lap big block finale. The biggest racing event on dirt. October 9th through the 13th. Get your tickets now. SuperDirtWeek.com.
There's only one place in the capital region for you to get the full racing action. Stop down at the Bobco video booth at the track or call 518-399-0937. Bobco Racing Video, the next best thing to being there. It's now time to take a look at this week's Kaiser Aluminum Wheels fan poll question. Who are you picking to win at Super Dirt Week? Between the Big Block Modified 358 Modified, Sportsman, and Pro Stocks. Cast your answers, and of course, we'll read them out on our next show.
You know, Mother Nature makes the best products, and Ghent Wood Products in Columbia County has figured out the secret. We use locally harvested trees, milled and kiln-dried right on site in Ghent. We stock rough-cut lumber, green or kiln-dried. If you prefer finished products, we offer that too, including shiplap, flooring, paneling, exterior siding, and tabletops. Come check out the reclaimed mushroom wood and barnwood siding. We combine the mill experience with a retail store, so you can go straight to the mill and handpick the wood you want.
Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly for the Camping World 150. For the small boxes, it would be Tim Fuller and Eric Rudolph leading the field to the green to see who would take home small block supremacy. Fuller with the lead in the early going as cars will try to work their way up through the field. You see Brett Hearn on the inside lane through the corner. Matt Shepard battling it out with the 44 machinist Stuart Friesen in the early stages. Jimmy Phelps and Pat Ward up there with Kerry Terrence as well, as the 3RS look to be way out ahead of this one. But we'll fast forward to the closing stages. Stuart Friesen looked to have a stranglehold, but here's Batman Peter Britton working it down the back straightaway and up into turn number 1 and 2 as they fight for position up off the corner. Britton would try everything to the low side, but Friesen would shut the door on him down through 3 and 4. Then he'd go back to the top looking to see if he had anything, and this is where the momentum would switch as Britton would work the outside lane looking for the number 1 spot in turn number 3 and 4 as he would take the lead with just 7 laps to go in the feature event. Britton would look to hold on as he powered up into turn number 1 and 2, and there was nothing stopping the Batman as he would take out the utility belt en route to a win in the Camping World 150. Stuart Friesen would finish in second. Matt Shepard would come home third. The Jersey Jet coming home fourth, and Eric Rudolph finishing fifth.
What would it mean to you to win this year's Billy Whittaker's 200?
Oh, it would be awesome. I love Dirt Week. I love the 200-lap races, and all they're about. So we're in 200 season now, obviously here at Fonda, and we're rolling into Fulton, and then Oswego, and then Eastern States. So I'm looking forward to it, and just have a lot of fun with it along the way too.
It would mean everything. Absolutely. I mean, I'm privileged enough to be a guaranteed starter, and lucky enough to be a guaranteed starter, and but it would mean a whole lot to even do really well in that event, let alone win it.
That'd be huge. So far I haven't really put myself in contention to win that. But each year we're getting a little more experience on the track and the surface and stuff. And, I feel like our cars have been a little quicker, we've had a little more grip later this season, and things are starting to wind up just in time for the big shows.
Definitely mean a lot. We put a lot of effort into this year with Ray Graham and obviously Brian Smith's team. So to come out on top of that deal will be pretty cool for all of us and all the hard work we've done.
Be huge. One of the biggest races every year. Obviously a race everybody wants to win, and like everybody else, we certainly want to win it too.
The 50-lap Pro Stock Championship out at Super Dirt Week would see Josh Coonrad and Shucky Dumbluski on the front row. Dumbluski would take the early race lead. Rob Yetman looking to go 6 in a row in this event, but CD Beauchamp would make his way on the bottom in the early going. Trouble around at turn number 2, though, as Chuck Towsley goes around, collects Jake Corbin. Jason Meltz also involved up through the corner. Off the restart, it would be Beauchamp going to try to work to the outside lane of Dumbluski up into turn number 1 and 2, but the 7 car a little bit too strong for the time being, but eventually the 88 would get by up off of turn number 4 as he was fast up on the outside lane. Cars continuing to work their way through the corner as Travis Welch gets caught up into the outside wall. He would bring out the yellow and look to make it back onto the racing surface. Then off the restart, Beauchamp would have to work to the inside, but that's when Pascal Paillet gets into the back. The 7 of Rob Yetman sending a number of cars around together up into turn number 1 and 2. And Yetman's crew would thrash to try to get the car back out onto the racetrack to rejoin the field. Off the restart now, it would be Beauchamp back at the front of the field. They work it down into turn number 3 and 4. Kim Duell and the Curtis Lumberwagon on the move in the top 5, looking to make a move down the front straightaway as he would slide into 4th. Meanwhile, here's Kenny Martin working it up on the outside lane as the Albany-Saratoga Speedway champion going to go to work on the outside, trying to make his push toward the front of the field. As that happens, Cousin Luke and the 7-11 of Richie Crane get together on the back straightaway, bringing out the caution. Crane would look to rejoin the tail end of the field and make his way off of pit road. Off the restart, Beauchamp would still lead this one, as now Justin Knight would make a bid on Dumbluski for the number 2 spot as Martin races with Jocelyn Waugh down the back straightaway. Field continues to work its way up into turn number 1 and 2 as they back their way up through the inside lane on the corner. Here's Knight with a shot at Kim Duell down into turn number 3 and 4. Duell going to try to lift the Curtis Lumberwagon up on the top side as the caution will come out for the 2 of Pete Stefanski up in turn number 4. Cruz going to work on the RCT machine, trying to get him back out there. Meanwhile, off the restart, it would be the 88 machine of Beauchamp trying to hold on, but Dumbluski would come back on the outside lane and take the number 1 spot away. Field would work its way off at turn number 4 as he would continue to lead this one. Martin up on the outside of the corner, going to make a late race push as we go to the final lap of this one. Dumbluski up into turn number 2, going to try to hold it down the back straightaway, but Beauchamp into turn number 3 and 4 will give him a little nudge through the corner, just enough to make it a drag race to the line, and CD Beauchamp would pick up the win in the Pro Stock Championship. Second would be Dumbluski. Justin Knight would come home 3rd, Kim Duell 4th, and Rob Yetman would round out the top 5.
Visor adjust the 5-point harness. Grandpa, get your credit app. It's time to buy a car. Ladies and gentlemen, the Billy Whittaker Cars 200 is good to go.
running all night, running all night, running all night long, running all night, running all night, running all night, running all night long, running all night, running all night.
Peter Britton working up on the outside. He's your new leader from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia to victory lane at Super Dirt Week. The Batman wins the Camping World 150. The outside, Bill fights his line. Larry White changes lanes. He pulls even with the Bandit down at turn number 3. They're side by side. Lightning Larry gonna be your new leader off the corner. Oswego, get ready. Lightning is going to strike as he wins the Whittaker Cars and Trucks 200.
We can be running all night long. We can be running all night long.
Performance. quality, service. That's DMC Racing Products. Hundreds of name brand parts, competitive prices. That's DMC. DMC Racing Products. Race to win.
Celebrate 100 years of Orange County Fair Speedway history with dirt racing's premier event. Eastern States Weekend is 3 days of camping and racing. See racing's biggest stars, as well as a tribute to the legendary Frankie Schneider. Get tickets now for all 3 days at orangecountyfairspeedway.net.
Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly Sportsman Championship event. The Chevy Performance 75 would see Dave Marcachilli looking to go 3 in a row at Oswego, as he would take the early race lead in this one. Cars trying to work their way down into turn number 3 and 4 is a heavy Capital Earth District presence in this one. Adam McAuliffe working around the 27 of Robert Bublak Jr. for position. That's for spot number 3 as they power off the corner. Dave Constantino trying to run down the 20 of David Schilling into turn number 3 and 4 as well, as the caution will come out for the 410 machine of Mike Fowler. Off the restart, Marcachilli would lead this one with Robert Bublak Jr. in tow right on his back bumper. Shane Pecor going side by side with Adam McCullough for position down into turn number 3 and 4 as well, as those two drivers would fight. Meanwhile, trouble on the M1 of Marcachilli. His power steering would let loose on the Page Trucking entry, and that would end his day. A tough break for Marcachilli, who would not get 3 in a row. Off the restart, Andrew Buff trying to battle with David Schilling for position down on the inside lane up off the corner. As Buffer would get that spot, Constantino now on the outside lane fighting down the front straightaway as well, as he would go around the 92 machine of Buff trying to get that spot as it worked down into turn number 3 and 4. Meanwhile, lap traffic would start to become a factor in this one as Bublak continued to lead, but Shane Pecor would look to dive down to the inside in heavy lap traffic, looking for the race lead off the corner as they would creep up on the number 1 of Robert Delormier down the front straightaway. Meanwhile, here's Pecor up on the top side, taking the number 1 spot away, but then Bublak would slide back down on the inside to take the position right back from him up into turn number 2. McAuliffe looked for the number 2 spot that time, can't get it as Pecor would take it right back off the corner. Number 4 is Connor Cleveland would make his presence known coming down the front straightaway as well here in the final 5 laps of this one. Pecor working to the bottom, trying to get by the 27B of Bublak down into turn number 3 and 4 as they fight for position. Now here's Pecor to the inside trying to make a move, but Bublak holds him right off on the outside. Meanwhile, they go up into turn number 1 and 2. Pecor going to step it up a lane higher this time as they come into heavy lap traffic. McAuliffe sneaks by him up off the corner, but Pecor shoots like a rocket. Final lap now as they both split the number 1 of Willie Decker up off the corner. Pecor trying to ride his momentum up off the outside lane as they come off of turn number 2. He'll take the race lead away. Bublak one last shot off the bottom, but Pecor just a little bit better as he would go on to win the Chevy Performance 75. Second would be Bublak. McAuliffe would come home third, Connor Cleveland fourth, and Andrew Buff fifth.
Larry White in victory lane, how's it feel?
It feels awesome, you know. You couldn't build a better dream. You know, we were able to run the car the way we wanted to run it. We didn't have to push it, and it was just phenomenal. You know, that thing was like, the car was honestly on rails the whole time. You know, it went wherever I wanted it. You know, we slip up a little bit on the corner entry, and the car was good enough to make it up on exit, and it was just a phenomenal day. You know, we really didn't have to chase it at all. You know, we weren't coming in to make changes to the chassis. It's quick fuel and tires, and we were able to keep going.
At what point did you think that you had a legitimate shot at winning this today?
I think that really, you know, at the beginning of the race, I think we had a good enough car to win it. You know, we were able to move right up through get to the top 3 and start chasing down the leaders early, and that told us that we had a good car. And then we waited to just the right time to get the fresh tires, but I think right around lap 100 is when we really started thinking that we had something. You know, we saw Matt Shepard coming in trying to chase his car around, so usually if a guy like that's making changes to the car that late in the race, it's a good sign that he's hunting.
Peter, it was heartbreak 1 year ago, but you're back in victory lane 1 year later.
Yeah, we're here, and as I keep saying, you know, we're here for Sunday, but this is great. You know, last night was great too, and it's, you know, victory lane at Dirt Week. What else can you say? You know, it's freaking awesome. Glad to get Troyer back in the victory lane, and glad to do it the way we did it too. I mean, it had to be exciting for the fans to watch that, and it's what Dirt Week needs. You need exciting races. You need a track crew that can give you a track to do that on, you know, because if they don't give you a racy track, it's going to be single lane along the bottom. So hats off to them, and my crew and everybody a part of this whole deal. Ray Graham for giving me the chance, and it's awesome.
Shane, $4,000 richer. How's it feel?
Oh man, this is so special. You know, it's just a win at Super Dirt Week. We came so close at the mile with a couple second place runs, and to seal the deal here in Oswego, where we've only came once before, and you know, we really didn't feel comfortable all week. We were there, we were in the hunt, but we didn't feel like we had the speed. And you know, Mike Wall and Fastline, they tuned up our shocks for us. My dad put the good setup in it, and I tried to drive the wheels off at every lap and put a show on for the fans. And you know, that's the kind of races you want to be a part of.
Tell us about those last 5 or 10 laps.
I think it started picking up just a little bit of rubber around the bottom, so the bottom was coming in, but the lap traffic was kind of holding Robert up. And then I seen Adam poking at the bottom, so I knew I had to be in the bottom in 1 and 2. And I think I burnt up the tires there the last 5 laps because I started sliding with a couple to go. Just glad the lap traffic held them up enough. And then going into 3, I knew I had one shot, and I put it in there wide open, slid it to the wall, and I know I tagged the wall coming off of 4. And just got the right rear in the moisture to pull it off and put it in victory lane.
CD, man, what a race it was out there, and what a final last lap.
Yeah, it was a crazy finish at the end by a hinge or something like that with Chuck. We gave all we can on the last lap. On the last 2 laps, I gave all I can with the car to get to the front back, and it worked.
You guys were just fast right through the whole race.
Yeah, we've got a completely different setup as everybody. We've been like that all year long on Cornwall Motor Speedway. We won the championship down there. We're second in the points in dirt right now. Maybe first, I don't know where Jocelyn finished, but it's amazing how that car works on the black track.